The worst trip to the edge of space. What would it be like to travel to the edge of space? NASA discovered an unusual signal coming from a very distant galaxy. Scientists from all over the world believe this signal is unique. It might have been delivered by sentient aliens dwelling on a planet similar to ours orbiting the center of this faraway galaxy. This could be our first encounter with another kind of life. People on Earth, as well as NASA, are incredibly curious to learn more about it. A global team of engineers, astrophysicists, biologists, chemists, and astronauts, as well as medics and psychiatrists, were chosen to participate in this extraordinary expedition. The objective is to travel to this faraway galaxy and observe these aliens. There is only one little consideration: the galaxy is quite far away, and we're not even sure if the aliens will still be alive when we arrive. However, this is a one-time occurrence, so it might be worth a go. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to Zeey. We'll need the best astronauts in the world for the journey. They've been groomed for this role since they were teenagers, and the time has now come. They will undoubtedly depart the planet and never return. I realize this is heartbreaking, but everything has a cost, and discovering new forms of life is no easy task. This astronaut team has been trained to face the most dangerous scenarios and handle the most difficult difficulties. They must know what to do in order to avoid space junk, prevent falling into a black hole, and so on. When they finally reach the far cosmos, these inspiring ladies and men will be our representatives. So after years of preparation, their journey begins. They're ecstatic, and so are we. The Starship is outfitted with cutting-edge technology and can fly at the speed of light. It can, in fact, use the so-called skip drive, a revolutionary new technology that allows one to travel vast distances in the blink of an eye. A distance of a few light years can be traversed almost instantly. Interstellar travel would take an endless amount of time if the skip drive had not been developed. The day has here, and ground control has begun the countdown. The rocket is taking off, carrying humans into space. The spaceship is currently departing the atmosphere, preparing for the initial maneuver to avoid the deadly zone of space junk just above the Earth. Space debris is essentially defunct human-made items in space that no longer serve a useful purpose. Several crewed and uncrewed spacecraft have been damaged or destroyed by space junk. As a result, our astronauts must exercise extreme caution, and happily, this is what they were trained for. The space debris zone, on the other hand, does not cover a large area of space. So our experienced astronauts are soon out of danger and on their way to the first object they will encounter, the Moon. Our satellite is positioned 239.000 miles distant and appears stunning from this great vantage point. The craters and other lovely characteristics that the astronauts had always observed via their telescopes are now visible to them. It's incredible. Mars is the second solid object they meet in the solar system. Mars is red, and our astronauts know that it is home to the solar system's tallest mountain, Olympus Mons. From this distance, they can enjoy it and, eventually, be the first humans to see it with their own eyes. Mars is the fourth planet in the solar system. The spaceship leaves it behind and travels to the so-called asteroid belt. This is not good news, but the astronauts anticipated it. The asteroid belt is an area of space between Mars and Jupiter's orbits where the majority of the asteroids in our solar system orbit the Sun. Millions of asteroids are most likely found in the asteroid belt. Astronomers believe that the asteroid belt is made up of material that could never form into a planet or of the leftovers of a planet that split up a long time ago. The asteroid belt contains asteroids of various sizes. Some are relatively small, less than a mile in diameter, while others are fairly enormous. Ceres is the biggest asteroid. It's around 1/4 the size of our moon. It is classified as a dwarf planet. Ceres was visited by the Dawn mission, which ran from August to October 2015, when the Dawn spacecraft sailed over it at 1,000 kilometers height. Our spaceship eventually makes it through the asteroid belt. It's now time to accelerate and reach Jupiter, our solar system's gorgeous gaseous giant. Astronauts may view the big spot on its surface from this location. Scientists believe this is a massive storm twice the size of Earth. Jupiter's orange colors are breathtaking, but it's time to move on to Saturn. Saturn has rings, and our astronauts can now remember what the Cassini mission witnessed in 2017, when the spacecraft dived into Saturn's rings and atmosphere before being destroyed by the planet itself. Saturn's diameter is approximately 72.300 miles, or 10 times that of Earth. In case you're wondering, Saturn's rings are largely composed of ice. You know how chilly it is out there? At this time, the spaceship can be propelled to Pluto. This fascinating planet has 5 moons, the largest of which was found in 1978, Charon. Charon is Pluto's biggest moon and the largest known satellite in relation to its parent planet. Pluto-Charon is the only known double planetary system in our solar system. Mutual tidal locking occurs when the same surfaces of Charon and Pluto always face each other. Pluto circles Charon every 6.4 Earth days. Pluto is actually located in the Kuiper Belt, a donut-shaped area of frozen planets beyond Neptune's orbit. This belt is comparable to the asteroid belt in that it is made up of leftovers from the early history of the solar system. People frequently confuse the Kuiper Belt and the Oort cloud, but our astronauts know this is not the case. In reality, the Oort cloud is a much farther off zone of frozen, comet-like bodies that surrounds the solar system, including the Kuiper Belt. However, comets can be found in both the Oort cloud and the Kuiper Belt, so our astronauts must keep an eye out for them. Even at the speed of light, the Oort cloud is too far away to be reached. That's an ideal time to activate our spaceship's skip drive. If we use it, we will pass through this perilous zone and, after some time, we will be able to approach the nearest star to our Sun, Proxima Centauri. The European Southern Observatory announced the finding of Proxima b in 2016, a planet orbiting Proxima Centauri at a distance of around 4.7 million miles, 7.5 million kilometers, with an orbital period of about 11.2 Earth days. It is thought to be at least 1.3 times the mass of the Earth. Proxima b is within its star's habitable zone. However, according to a 2017 research, the exoplanet does not have an atmosphere like Earth. And the unusual signal we seek does not come from any of these worlds. So let's get started. Our astronauts want to leave the Milky Way, so they use the skip drive once more. This is perhaps the most terrifying maneuver, because once they leave our galaxy, they will be in full darkness for millions of parsecs. However, the Milky Way is stunning from the outside. This would be the first time a human has seen our galaxy's spiral morphology. The astronauts may be able to observe with their own eyes the location of the Sun, 8 kiloparsecs away from the core of the Milky Way, where a giant black hole known as Sagittarius A is located. They've been studying for years, and now it's finally here, and they can see it for the first time in real life. The starship is surrounded by darkness, and it will take more than one skip drive to reach the galaxy from which the signal originates. Each skip here permits us to travel further. We're still a long way from our destination, but astronauts chose to stop by the famed Andromeda Galaxy. This galaxy may be seen with the naked eye in the night sky on Earth, and we know it will collide with our Milky Way. The two galaxies will merge to produce an entirely new galaxy. But for the time being, they are still far away in space, and they are the largest galaxies in the so-called local group. These are encircled by smaller galaxies that orbit around them. These are Milky Way and Andromeda satellites. If we move on, we can see that the small group is actually part of a larger cluster of galaxies known as the Virgo cluster. This cluster contains approximately 2,000 galaxies, with 90% of them being dwarf galaxies. It's enormous. It has a diameter of about 15 million light years, which is not much larger than our local group, but it includes 50 times as many galaxies. This image depicts 600 of the brightest galaxies within 7.5 degrees of the cluster's nucleus. Finally, the skip drive can transport the astronauts to their destination, the enigmatic signal from a distant galaxy. This time, the skip drive must send us millions, if not billions, of light years forward, and now we're here. The signal intensity has increased. We've arrived in another galaxy. Finally, the astronauts get to view the aliens. However, they are not hospitable. Instead, they are defending their galaxy and will not allow anyone inside. That concludes the journey. Our astronauts were prepared for every imaginable circumstance, or so they thought. They weren't expecting a malevolent alien to send that message. These aliens have created new weaponry, and astronauts are unprepared for intergalactic conflict. They're just poor universe inhabitants with no guns and no way to defend themselves. This is the final chapter. They will all perish. Perhaps they were simply unlucky. NASA did not believe this was the start of an interplanetary war. They were mistaken and naive. Aliens are not good, they're bad. Or perhaps they're just attempting to save their species. We suddenly lose contact with the spaceship here on Earth. The signal fades away after a few seconds. The Earth may now be in peril. Alright everyone, this video has come to an end. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please share it and I'll see you next time on the channel.